Hey guys, this is Chris. I want to talk to you about how the small details, focusing on the small bits and pieces, the small steps that you have to take, will keep you motivated and passionate about your work. Because the romantic notion that all art is done when the artist is passionate is inherently false. We can't be passionate and motivated all the time. Frequently, we feel a lack of motivation and passion for our craft. But did you know that just getting going, just getting started, will jumpstart or can jumpstart those emotions of passion and motivation? It's interesting, but passion and motivation can be generated through your actions. We just need to start. Here's some wonderful wisdom on how powerful action can be. In the book, Thanks, How the New Science of Gratitude Can Make You Happier by Robert Emmons, he mentions this really interesting experiment. Quote, an ingenious series of experiments conducted over a number of years ago showed that when people mimicked the facial expressions associated with happiness, they felt happier. Even when they did not know they were moving quote-unquote happy muscles in their face. Researchers have found that smiling itself produces feelings of happiness. Isn't that amazing? If you can just smile, it will produce happiness. And what's really interesting about that study is that in order for them to do it, they had people put a pin in between their teeth. And if you try it, if you put a pin in between your teeth like that, you can't talk really well, but it does make you kind of sort of smile. And that's enough to really make you happier? Wow, that's amazing. And here's another one. David Reynolds, in his book, Constructive Living, he tells us, quote, depression can be created by sitting slouched in a chair with your shoulders hunched, your head hanging down, repeating the words over and over. There's nothing anybody can do. No one can help me. I'm helpless. I give up. And you shake your head, you sigh, you cry, and in general act depressed. And the genuine feeling of depression will follow in time. Feeling follows behavior, end quote. And then he also adds, behavior wags the dog of feelings. We do, then we feel. That's really interesting. So how does this relate to us creating? How does this relate to the painting that I need to do, or want to do, or should do? Well, we just need to get started, right? Yeah, that's it. We just need to get started. Easy. Or is it? Unfortunately, getting started can sometimes be the hardest part. But I want to share with you a little hack that I use that always helps me get over that arduous hump at the beginning. And my motivation wanes most at the start of a painting or when I have a lot of work left on a painting. I mean, the amount of work seems daunting. And this is with everything in life. It's like climbing a mountain or going on a really long journey. The best thing to do is not look at the top of the mountain, but to focus on the smaller steps that will get you there. Because the mountain, the summit of the mountain, the finished painting, could be weeks away or seem forever away. But a painting and a drawing or any artistic endeavor is built up of 1,000 different actions. Much like a successful journey is made up of 1,000 steps or thousands of steps. By breaking a painting down into like smaller sections or even individual brushstrokes if you want to go that far, and focusing on doing our best with these smaller steps will inevitably lead to a completed painting. We don't have to look at the end, only the next step. One follows the other. I mean, if you're climbing a mountain and you're pointing in the direction of the summit and you're focusing on each step in front of you, and you take that step and the next step and the next step, eventually you will reach the summit. Looking at any amount of work in this way makes it much easier to start. Just say to yourself, I'm going to focus on this small portion and do the best that I can. Starting is so much easier when all I have to worry about is painting one ear, one foot, or one hand, or one finger. If I think about it, I've really never painted an entire figure. I've always just painted parts of a figure, shapes on a canvas. And then it ended up being a figure, or a tree, or a house, or a mountain. And this is a universal truth with everything. Days in your life, hours in your day, or seconds with the one that you love. It all seems more wonderful when we focus on the details. And this whole idea of focusing on the details, focusing on those smaller pieces, is the heart of not only starting a painting, but starting a lifelong habit of painting and art. So once you focus on the next small step and you get started on that painting or whatever task you're working on today, I've got one more tool for you to help you keep going. So check out this video here and get started today, because you got this. Have a wonderful week.